Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. Sorry, it's been a couple days. Sleep has been an issue with work and stuff. But there has been a major decision by a federal appeals court to revisit a favorable decision they made in July regarding the Second Amendment. Yesterday, Friday, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has decided to revisit a case that I did a video on. I'll put it floating here. It'll be in a link in the description as well. You might remember that they voted 2-1 to rule that open carrying a firearm was constitutional. And it was actually a surprise, seeing as that court this Ninth Circuit is very, 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 very liberal. And they typically rule against firearms or President Trump anytime something comes across their desk. Now, in that case, George Young was the plaintiff, and he was denied his permit to carry openly in Hawaii. Went all the way to the appellate court, where they voted 2-1, saying that the Second Amendment extends to open carrying for purposes of self-defense. In fact, one of the quotes from the circuit judge, Darymond O. Scanlane, don't know, but that quote was, "We do not take lightly the problem of gun violence, which the state of Hawaii has understandably sought to fight, but the state nevertheless violated Young's rights." Now, in that case, the same case, the one judge was a 3-judge panel. The one judge who voted against this, that judge's name was Richard Clifton, who said, and I quote, "Protection of hearth and home was what the Second Amendment was mainly concerned with." No, it's actually for shooting tyrants. But nonetheless, that's what that judge thinks. That's what the left thinks, that it's only supposed to be for your house. But they have decided to take it up in a full 11-judge panel en banc, and this could be dangerous for that ruling. As you know, the Ninth Circuit is very liberal, although I think Trump's administration was able to get 3 conservative judges in there. So we'll see how that plays out. It's still a very liberal panel of judges there. And that decision that came down July 24th from the Ninth Circuit was 2 years, almost to the day, that they said in a previous decision that the Second Amendment doesn't extend to open carrying firearms in public. The hearing has yet to be scheduled, but this comes on the heels of the Supreme Court actually taking up a Second Amendment case for the first time in quite some time, over 10 years. Now, if you're interested in following this case, I'll try to get a link in the description. Like I said, it happened yesterday, was the decision to have this hearing, but the case is Young v. Hawaii, Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, number 12-00336. Like I said, I'll try to have a link in the description if I can locate an active link. But to forward this information, if you live in that area, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, this will affect you. I always get questions anytime I do a video about circuit court decisions, and without question, somebody who wants to know might be in Florida and say, "Hey, how does this affect me in Florida?" It doesn't. It only affects those people in that circuit. So with that said, the Ninth Circuit only affects, I'll tell you the states. It's probably easier. It's headquartered out of San Francisco, California, but it has jurisdiction or rules over Arizona, Alaska, all of California, Hawaii, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, Oregon, and then both East and West districts of Washington. So if you live in those areas, this will affect you. And it's the feeling that I got when I sent out a couple feelers and emails was that this is probably going to flip. That's probably going to go against their original decision, and basically in a way to get it to the Supreme Court. What's good is the lawyer for Young has already come forward and said his client wants to fight it all the way. So if this decision does go against him, it will be appealed to the Supreme Court. So it could be a while before we hear from this. It is early 19, but the court is in no rush, believe me, when it comes to standing by those who love guns and believe in the Second Amendment. So could be a while before we hear something, but I'll have links to that original case video that I did in July, and I hope that you would do me a favor and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. This is where you're going to get that news as fast as possible. Until we see each other again, this is Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a weapon. Take care, everybody.